hear that you are coming and they are shaking, you know an angel. It's a force. It's a force. So I'm saying that to remind you that certain things that you see happening in your life, they have an approval from God. Things that you see happening in your life that you think this is a curse. Some of those things, they are far from curses. It's a manifestation of a blessing that you are failing to define properly.
Father, you have given us so much. Father, you have given us so much. Wow.
That's the reason why I believe we have to do a very thorough research. Everything that we got from God has to be investigated. It has to be classified. It has to be categorized. Know where this grace you have received from God belong and how it functions. So if you ask me as individuals, I can tell you your anointing works this way. Your blessing works this way. Your blessing works this way. Your blessing works this way. Don't contradict that blessing by behavior number 1, behavior number 2, behavior number 3. This is how you maintain the blessing, by maintaining this kind of a lifestyle. You are being fought by the blessing of God. You are being contradicted by the blessing of God. The blessing of God will advise your boss to fire you without a reason. Especially if the time is up for you to step out of the boat and walk on water. God will create problems for you. The boat will be rocked by the waves. Even in the presence of Jesus, they were shaken. I'm saying, stop right now. Right now, stop trying to exit a situation simply because of pain. Stop trying to make efforts. You stopped typing. I think he was writing something. Child of God, you are trying to jump out of a problem before fully understanding the message contained within the problem. Is it really your wife that is a problem? Or she's bringing a problem out of you? Isn't she a platform? Isn't she an anointing that God has placed in your life that brings out whatever was hidden within you? The deceit, the anger, the lies. Are you sure that the person close to you is the problem, or the person close to you is bringing out the problem out of you? There are people that when they come close to you, it is you that manifest. Yes, there are people like that. You are in a crisis right now. You sometimes want to come out too early before you are fully cooked. And no one will ever enjoy you as a meal if you are not thoroughly cooked. That is why Jesus manifested at 30 when he was fully cooked. And John was in the wilderness until the days of his manifestation. And also there is a problem where you sometimes overstay in a problem. You stay for too long. And then the problem then kills you. You must have an understanding of the times. That's why Daniel said, then I understood by books that the captivity of God's people is supposed to last only for 70 years. But they had gone past that. So according to the prophetic decree, the problem, the calamity, the disease was supposed to last for 70. But look at what the devil was about to do. Prolong the problem. You can overstay even in a marriage. You see, should I touch that?
Yes, please.
You have heard me several times on this. Remember that last time I was ministering, prophesying to people, and then I went into the overflow. And then I looked at this woman. And the eye was dangling. Remember that woman?
Yes.
The eye was outside.
Yes.
It had come out. I looked at her and said, is this cancer? What is this? And suddenly the Lord gave me a picture, a very violent picture, where this woman was being beaten up by the husband. But I did not prophesy that to her. I asked her a question, what happened? And she didn't want to speak on the microphone. Because she wanted to keep it a secret. Then when I realized that she wasn't comfortable letting everyone know what had happened to her, then I asked her away from the mic, and she said, my husband did this to me just yesterday. I think she went to the hospital and they wanted her to make a report.
Yes.
She didn't want to report the husband to the police.
Yes.
And the following day was a Sunday, and now she's in church. She still wants to protect. To her, it's a husband. You see? To her, it's a husband. But if you are to ask me what I had seen in the revelation, what was fighting him, was it a husband? Was it an animal? What kind of a creature was it that I had seen in a revelation? But to her, this is a husband. To her, she's married to a man. But had she asked the prophet, what did you see that was fighting me, that brought out my eye? Maybe I would have told him, I've seen a baboon or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? So it was going to be easy for her to part ways with such a creature, because even sleeping, that's bestiality. There's something like that where you have people sleeping with animals, right? Yes. Because you see, the reason why she's staying, it is because God hates divorce. Failure to define the blessing of God, you can overstay in a problem. The God that hates divorce, he hates divorce when there was marriage. Without marriage, there is no divorce. There is a woman that has never known peace. You are being beaten by your husband every single day. I was watching a certain video of a baby boy, I think 4-year-old. I think that video was doing rounds where the back of that young boy was literally opened up. He was being beaten up by his father every single day. 4-year-old. You look at the back, the father was actually using a wire. I'll look for that video and just show it to you, some of you see. A grown-up man who is even able to impregnate, he gives birth to a son like that. This 4-year-old is being beaten up. If you look at that picture, you won't be able to eat. But somebody's calling that person a father, someone is calling that person a husband. Now, if police had to come in and deliver a 4-year-old from a grown-up man who is expected to be reasonable, if police now has the grace to deliver him, how about us men of God? When are we supposed to step in and legitimize a divorce, especially where marriage is not in existence? Because we are sent